it's oftentimes maybe our most underused tool. It is so powerful and really can be very provocative, but that one kind of speaks for itself. So to just mindfully include dynamics in all of your practicing is healthy, right? The second one I think of as rate or subdivision. So if we were to take an idea like this, I'll play a pulse just for reference. 4. Believe it or not, that is music already. So to even be coming from a place of not like, okay, this is dumb, but he told me to do it. You know, it's like, no, this is music. This is as valid as any other choice I may make. Okay? It's simple, but it doesn't mean it's less than, you know? So we're really honoring every version. Those would be 16th notes, right? 5 notes in a row as 16th notes. So what if we play 5 notes in a row as triplets? So it would be 3, 4. Or as 8th notes. Right? So without the pulse, it's just slower. Anybody could do that, but it's kind of hard to do it with the pulse and to be able to be really confident with the rate. And you can go faster, you know. That's all one idea presented different ways. So what's helpful is if I could just have 1 or 2 or 3 ideas that I'm thinking about the whole time, rather than here's variation 1, here's idea number 2, here's idea number 3, here's a, and then how the chances of getting back to idea number 1 is very difficult. For example, what was the very first thing I played tonight? Good question. Can anyone sing it? I'm going to be guessing. I loosely know what it was. Does anyone remember it?
Something with the tongues.
I'll take it.
It sounds kind of like the beginning of the memorial service when you bring in soldiers.
Oh, wow.
You know, the trumpet thing.
Okay.
Sound like that to me.
Yeah. Okay, I remember the shape. I remember the energy of it. I remember the sentiment. I remember how I felt. And those things are actually more important to me than the specific idea. But now, since I'm on the spot, somewhere in there. So as long as your relationship with the idea is close enough to return to, right? But same thing with this ba 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 ba. That's as specific as I wish to be with this idea. So we have dynamics and we have rate, and then if we have orchestration, of course we start to move it around the drums. Exploration, but it's still the same idea. And then the fourth tool that I use or rely on is phrasing. So far everything has started on beat 1, but of course it can, hopefully I wish to start on any beat. So, would you feel comfortable playing a really simple beat for context? Please?
Perhaps.
Please. great already. So this is to appreciate phrasing. We need to know where one is, or we need to know where. So if you just, you can close that. Great. So. So that's helpful in context, right? So as we start to combine, so again, this is in our practicing, we can focus on these individually. So I'm just going to work on the rates. I'm just going to work on moving something around. Because as we start to improvise, it can be really intimidating to decide what rate and where to play it and where it falls in the phrasing. It's a lot of choices in one. So if we can isolate the choices, hopefully we can get more comfortable with each tool, you know? So sometimes I might give myself a restriction and say, it's going to be triplets, and I'm always going to play, you know, but I can start it anywhere. So technically, I'm only improvising the phrasing. Or it's always starting on one as triplets, but I can change the orchestration. So it's kind of focused improvising, and at the same time, we're composing. At any moment, you could say, that's nice, and that's for later, you know. But I would suggest trying to be non-judgmental in your practicing, because the whole thing about improvising, is that when we enter an improvised moment, we don't know what the best choice will be for the music. Right? It isn't until we arrive in that moment that the music will tell us what it needs. And are we present to be there to answer it? Right? So instead of planning things at home or already deciding that, oh, that's cool, that isn't, that's dumb. Well, we don't know what's dumb until we arrive in the music. And sometimes the things that we assume aren't cool at home might be the perfect choice in a musical moment. So I never want to discard anything at home. And I also don't want to overly get excited about certain things, because guess what you're going to play when you get to the gig? You're going to play the ones that you've already decided are cool, right? So everything is of equal value, and we're just collecting experiences. And we're saying, I want to be able to play all of these options so that I'm waiting until I get to that moment to hopefully have the right one available. Right? You want to play more? You're up here. Let's try something. So, let's keep going on that, and I'll just start to leave the idea more and more. But I'm relying on you to just keep me put, and we'll appreciate, hopefully the context will help us appreciate the choices. Okay? Let's try, yeah, same tempo, I think it's good. Thanks.